Well, anytime you're talking about hamstrings, it's a concern, obviously. So he's going to get examined. He's going to MRI in the morning, and we'll know more tomorrow.
Was that something that just cropped up as he was running from first to second, or had they said a cramp? Had he been?
Yeah, Steve, I didn't ask him. I mean, I just went down. He just said starting to tighten up, and he didn't even use the word cramp to me. So I know that's what he told the trainers. I'm cramping up. But again, when you're talking about the hamstrings and a guy like that, but his muscle strength and his legs, you got to be careful.
Mike.
Terry, do you almost have to make a DL move on somebody at this point just to get another healthy body here?
Mike, I don't know. Again, I'll talk to Sandy here in a few minutes and talk about that, but I don't know yet.
Terry, how do you evaluate a night like that from Noah, where it clearly wasn't his sharpest at times, but ends with 10 Ks, no walks, and gives you length?
Yeah, I mean, when you look up, the fact that we didn't make two plays, I mean, that turned the tide of the game. You're talking about 3 or 4 runs right there that occurred because we didn't make a couple plays. But I thought guy's still throwing 98 miles an hour in the 7th inning, so he certainly still had strength. And I thought it's one of those tests. Hey, look, you got to, he knew he had to get us deep in the game. We told him so, and he went out and got us there. Pretty impressive again, but we've got to start getting some runs, and we got to play better.
You mentioned those plays behind him on that one play at first base. Is that Syndergaard's to keep running? Is that Neal? Is that a throw by Bruce?
That's Noah's got to get over there. He just got a late break. Jay made a nice play on it, and when he turned, he didn't think Noah could get there, so he tried to flip it to walk, and just got it too far in front of him. But and I don't think I've ever seen Asdrubal Cabrera ever miss a ground ball. So we just didn't, and we came back and we just couldn't finish it off.
Abby.
What did you think of Jay Bruce at first base?
He did fine. He made 2 good plays. 2 very good plays. Second ground ball on the ball that he threw to second base. Ball came up on him. He stayed with it. He'll get more comfortable out there. I thought he didn't handle it very well.
Go ahead.
What did you make of Familia's outing?
Rusty, to say the least. Good velocity, good sink. Just hasn't been out there very much. And so I actually, you sit there and say, hey, look, do we take him on or you let him work? And I think we just had to let him work. He hadn't pitched in a couple of days anyway. He certainly isn't overused and overworked, so he should be able to bounce back. But he certainly needs to get out there more.
Terry, after what you went through with the injuries last year, to have all these coming up, especially going into playing the Nationals, is there any sense of here we go again?
Yeah, Dan, I probably it's going to creep in there. It didn't matter who we're playing. I mean, the fact that we came out and we worked so hard to keep everybody healthy, but you can't. It's in Cespedes' case. Everybody talks about this guy not running balls out. He ran. He beat out an infield single. He was running hard to second. He ran hard too after some fly balls tonight. I mean. So that, those things happen. Lucas, those accidents are going to happen. Same with Travis. So, Wilmers, you can't avoid those things. So, you're allowed to, I guess you're allowed to say them to yourself. You don't want to say that too loud. But our training room's starting to fill up again, and we don't need that.
Dave.
Say, Terry, with the attention on the weekend series with the Nats, I mean, you guys are 8-8 against just the rest of the division. You've been in a dogfight already. I mean, where would you kind of put the way that the team is right now? Still trying to get your feet under your son with
I don't.
The injuries?
Dave, we'll grind it out. We always have. We always will. We know what we're up against. We know they got a good team. We've got to, we just got to pull it together, and we have in the past. I don't know why we can't do it tomorrow. We'll have our scouts meeting, and we'll get them ready to play.
Joe.
Terry, I know Noah wasn't at his absolute best today, but through 4 starts, he's got 30 strikeouts and no walks and no home runs. And that, those numbers kind of border on historic now. So how do you feel when you hear that and when you're seeing him kind of command?
Well, when you see the kind of pitcher he is, and to put up those kind of numbers is truly remarkable. I mean, it's unbelievable. What you're talking about, this guy has been in the major leagues for a year and a half, came up with certainly a reputation of having a great arm, but where the command needed a lot of work, and he put that work in. And look where he's at in a short period of time. And if it doesn't tell you that, you can reach the pinnacle in this profession if you put your mind to it, he's proof you can. Because I'll tell you, nothing stands in the way of this guy. Don't get caught up in a persona. This kid works his butt off in the weight room. He works his butt off on the field. He asks all the right questions. He's always involved. He's been a really impressive kid, and he deserves to have those numbers.